For more than 300,000 years, Earth was not ours alone. We shared the planet with other humans, powerful, intelligent, resourceful species who shaped tools, built shelters, and survived in harsh environments. And among them, one stood out, the Neanderthals. Stronger than us, stockier than us, well adapted to Ice Age Europe, and yet today, we remain, and they don't. This is the story of why Homo sapiens survived, and Neanderthals vanished, not in a single moment, but through a series of crucial advantages that helped shape human destiny. For decades, Neanderthals were depicted as slow, dim-witted cavemen. But that stereotype is long out of date. We now know they were far more like us than anyone once expected. They controlled fire, they buried their dead, they made sophisticated tools, and they even interbred with us, meaning millions of people alive today carry Neanderthal DNA. So if Neanderthals were intelligent and capable, why did they disappear? The answer is probably not about who was better. It's about who was better able to cope with a rapidly changing world. Neanderthals likely lived in relatively small, dispersed groups. Homo sapiens, by contrast, built wider social networks that connected communities across large distances. That meant two critical things. First, we could share knowledge more easily. A successful hunting technique discovered in one region could spread far beyond it. Second, larger and more connected populations may have helped sapiens recover more quickly from disease, famine, and local disasters. For Neanderthals, a bad season could hit a small group especially hard. For sapiens, connections may have offered a buffer for survival. Contrary to the old stereotype, Neanderthal tools were not primitive. But what may have set sapiens apart was the pace of innovation. While Neanderthals maintained long-standing tool-making traditions, sapiens appear to have experimented more often. We created sewing needles for fitted clothing. We built lightweight projectiles that allowed us to hunt from a distance. We adapted to new environments, from deserts to tundras. Neanderthals were highly capable specialists. Homo sapiens were more flexible generalists, and generalists often have an edge when the world changes quickly. Neanderthals had larger brains than us, but brain size alone doesn't tell the whole story. What mattered was how those brains were organized and used. Some research suggests Neanderthal brains were especially suited to vision and movement, while sapiens may have had advantages in social cognition, planning, and symbolic thinking. In other words, Neanderthals were adapted to the world they knew. Sapiens may have been better prepared for the world that was coming. Around 45,000 years ago, the climate swung dramatically. Europe shifted from cold to warm and back again. In more stable environments, Neanderthals could thrive, but rapid climate shifts likely disrupted food supplies and forced populations to move. Homo sapiens, with broader networks and more flexible technology, may have been better able to adapt. Neanderthals were already fewer in number, so even small setbacks could have had big consequences. Climate may not have killed them directly, but it likely intensified the pressures they were already facing. When Homo sapiens entered Europe, Neanderthals had already begun to decline, but our arrival likely accelerated that process. Competition for resources would have increased. Tools and weapons may have given sapiens an advantage in some settings, and some researchers have suggested that diseases may also have played a role, though that remains uncertain. It probably wasn't a single war. There's limited evidence for large-scale conflict. Instead, the process may have been gradual, with some Neanderthals interbreeding and becoming part of our lineage, while others eventually disappeared. Around 40,000 years ago, The last Neanderthal populations vanished from Europe, not because they were inferior, but because the world changed faster than they could keep up. And so, Homo sapiens became the last human species standing. But Neanderthals are not gone. They live on in our DNA. And in studying their story, we learn something crucial. Our survival was never guaranteed. It depended on adaptability, cooperation, creativity, and yes, a fair amount of luck to bring us here, and that makes our own origins even more extraordinary. This is Origins of Us, a journey into the history of humanity and the events that shaped the world we live in today. If you want to understand the full story of humanity, not the myths, but the science, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.